Hi, Gemini. Before we get started, I know you know when I say my hair has gotten staticky, it has now hit that point. So I will be moving it out of my face. Just so you know if I look or feel uncomfortable in a moment. Welcome back, or welcome to your November 2024 reading, Scorpio season reading. This reading, of course, is important, but I feel heavily emphasis because I think some of you feel slightly forgotten about in ways in your life, which is something to talk about because maybe it's time to forget about where or whom has forgotten about you. Wherever that's coming from, to not allow power over it. Could be where Pluto is wrapping up for you this month. And then, yeah, just not feeling like the unique person that you are. There's just some stuck in energy. It's time to embrace change is what I wrote down a few days ago, which I didn't look at right before now. So beautiful. Before we begin, all information to work with me one-on-one is below. My website, direct scheduling link. There's a sale going on for all my services from the 15th to the 17th for the Taurus new moon vibes. The new moon full moon, Taurus full moon vibes. It's the full moon. Okay. That reading is also out. The intuitive card pull for each card, for each sign. I just meditated. I'm okay. I promise. Let's get right into your reading. Everything's below. Patreon link. First link below, which is where we get more in depth into this reading, where we get into the arcanas, the body parts related to them, the colors that come out a little bit more, whatever it is that needs to be seen. We look and see it. All right? We look and see it. Your energy might be silly and maybe you need a break. Maybe you need a break, Gemini. It's possible that you just need a fun break, a smoke break, a drink break, a relax break, whatever that looks like for you, okay? Especially with work and your health. You may have some deep intuitive feelings about work and your health and how they're related, and even even your pets. And I'm going to explain this a little bit more, especially for Gemini risings, but if this makes sense for you, roll with it, because we do have the ruler of the 6th house at the bottom, which is Virgo. Okay. Short pause. Wherever you have doubted relationships or interactions in your life, you are now overcoming any doubts about that. You're now giving more energy to your intuition, to your feelings, to what you're seeing, and you're not counting them out. It's time you give more weight to the relationships that don't give you as much doubt or make you work harder than who you are. There may have been a subconscious, especially in the mind, worry about how you're going to communicate this, how you're going to address this with maybe even just letting yourself digest this. Because for some of you, this may be the first time that you're hearing this. This may be the first time this realization is hitting you. So you need to be gentle with yourself, because you didn't know until now, or you've learned this recently, and again, you didn't know until then, right? You just found out whatever it is that you've needed to know. And it's possible that it's been a relationship or a situation, this dynamic you've developed within yourself that has now accessed your external world, and you're coming to the end of it. You're giving less attention to whom gives you less attention, right? You're not looking nor searching for it at this time. This is the time where it begins to change. You some of you have been consciously ignoring this, and then it turned into just something you forgot about. And for some of you, you just haven't had the energy or the strength perhaps to address this, even though it's perhaps for some of you what's been underneath, what's been coming up to the surface anyway. And however you receive the information that you're getting around this time, try not to take it personal the way that it's coming to you. It's the only way that it can get to you and get to the emotional or the part of you that it needs to get to in order to be healed and received. Cause and effect. For cause and effect, to cause and effect, we have the Queen of Swords that just fell out onto my lap. This causes you to make some very long time coming decisions. This may give you the extra strength for power behind it that you're needing to do at this time. And for some of you, you may feel unlucky. This may feel very unlucky, but I'm here to show you that whatever you're seeing and whatever you're moving away from is the cause of where you're feeling luck. If you allow yourself to be shown at this time, you will be shown what it is that's caused you so much mental strife. What's caused you to not move forward, think you're moving forward, but making no progress. There is a peace that comes to you after making these decisions. Even your body may be feeling safer to digest. You may find yourself processing more, feeling lighter. But I think the most important thing is you finally made the connection to what you've needed to shift the dynamic in your life. Just realized this was caught in here. The dynamics that you need to shift in your work, your health, again, that hangman coming up. And okay, about the pets. So this may be sensitive for some people, but if your pets can often reflect our own ailments. So even I've noticed my car has, different cars have all had the same issue. I wasn't looking for that. It's just interesting to see. And if your pets do, they could be a reflection at this time. Your work can be a reflection. You may find that it's the same thing in every area. It may be easier for others to address. I'm not saying this is going to be easy, but it is helpful. The changes you make, very specific words that you need to share, the realizations. See, the benefit here is that more than anything, you're in control of where you go next. You may not know where it is yet. It may not be anywhere physical. It may be with your mindset. And then physical comes after. But no matter what, you've built a strong sense of your self-worth. Right? This could be also a Virgo that has revealed some things to you. But all in all, no matter what you do, remaining true to yourself at any given moment ultimately is who you are and who you become, no matter who's around, right? So what's revealing to you is where you're finding security in your life right now, where you need to take careful contemplation in your life, because your self-worth and the decisions that you make from this place rely on it. Because ultimately, in the end, we can only rely on ourselves, but we also have to learn to rely on other people and rely that will be given from the universe, God, source, the divine, you name it. We have to learn to be able to trust that what is opening up for you right now is only because you've finally come to this place of acceptance, this place of safety and security within yourself, that everything you can continue to handle is because of that, and that you have now a greater sense of choice. You're making choices that reflect the higher self-esteem that you have been, that has been wavering. Perhaps for a little while now. You're also in a time of doubt. You may be met with something that shatters your idea of how things have to be in relation to you, and makes you unafraid to shift, which causes this deep empowerment within you. And wherever you feel stuck, you are able to embrace it. You're able to look at it from that very secure sense of self and address it from that place and not feel like shameful or guilt from it. Because the Hangman is the intestines, it's Virgo, which also connects to guilt and whatever you're holding on to, right? It doesn't just have to be guilt, it could be shame, it could be fear, but the intestine specifically is guilt. So you're digesting something in your work health area of life that is securing now your freedom for the future and what that looks like, and what it looks like to build from here, Gemini. Your foundations. You're being exposed to your foundations. You're being communicated that it's safe to express yourself, to be free, as long as you are within yourself. That freedom, that expression turns into a healthy home life, if that's what you're after. Kids, a family, if that's what you're going for. It's being communicated to you now that it's safe to trust this path, safe to trust your expression, your creativity, what brings you pleasure, to communicate them. However you want to build your foundation, you're able to implement things and see things for what they are and give the love and attention that they need. Especially if you are building some kind of home or building a foundation, you're addressing maybe the inner child needs are showing up. Whatever you didn't get, whatever, and then things that were met and that were healthy, right? Seeing them both for what they are. Seeing the person that you're with for who they are, especially if there's a Leo in your life. This could be another Gemini, but most likely another Leo or a Leo. Or this communication of how enjoyment and bringing more joy into your life will help you secure things. Because like that is being joyful in a real way, and like being at peace in that joy outside of wherever you get your worth from, or you get a lot of ego hits from, a lot of self-esteem boosts, is being able to feel safe to let that thing be, or let you exist in that place, but still feel the enjoyment of life. And there's a certain letting go of control and in this fear of, in this time, shining your light. But this is when people need light and art and that rock star version of yourself to emerge. So letting yourself embrace the change and emerge, a change of mindset, know that it's okay, and that may bring you more control than you thought you had over your abundance. Oh my God, look at this. Look at it. Look at it. Changing the way you think about travel, fulfillment, your idea of what life is like, your philosophy on life. What you get to look forward to letting go of. Anything you feel overly attached to and this that helps sustain the way you look at life will be encouraged in a different way throughout the next 20 years for sure. But ultimately, Gemini, doubts will be turned around, but it will be up to you to take control in the areas where you really do have control, and feel empowered and not afraid of what then is a result of that. Who and what situations you may need to look at with more clarity, with you and your sense of worth and what you would really do and what you really need to express, and how much this part of you has been calling to you, and the foundation you build for this, whether it's a baby, it's a birth of something, or a birth of a new way of life, and the way that you see it will only help any areas of your life unfold. Addressing that hardship, Mars and Leo is head on. Okay? Communication. How you start your day in your mind. If you start with doubt, it's time to change that. Daily routine in the mind is met through your emotions. So maybe it's something creative. You switch up from doing movement to do creative thing first and then do movement. Do whatever your mind needs. Let your intuition decide. But if you're working out, don't be afraid to just switch it up. If you don't have that space, that's your thought getting in the way. Give yourself the space. Start on a day where you don't have to go to work in the morning. Do it on a weekend where you begin to explore. Do it in time. Give yourself the time and space. Okay? To embrace the change. All right, Gemini. All information is below. We will see you there. We already have some cards to look at already. All information to work with me is below, and we'll see you next time.